Get mantra and meditation MP3s at JasonGallant.ca. Today I want to talk about a concept that is often forgotten by spiritual aspirants. And the reason why this is so important is because it is also part of your evolution to let go of the mind. And the mind has an incredible ability to judge everything. Right? Including the one who is doing the judging. Right? How often have you went along in your spiritual journey and then discovered that you've done something wrong and that you made a mistake and you should have never made that mistake, and how could you? And then you beat yourself up about it for months or years later, right? So you don't forgive yourself for some sort of ignorance that you might have had, right? This happens a lot to a lot of spiritual aspirants because they have an idea of some sort of vision of what they're supposed to be fulfilling. And then when they can't meet that idea, then they assume that they have destroyed their spiritual path and that they are not capable of evolution. But one thing I want to challenge in this is that your idea of evolution, or many spiritual aspirants' idea of evolution, is not necessarily true. Their idea is based a lot of times on their conditioning. So all you can do on this journey is try. Try to be as honest and as authentic as you can in your journey, but know this: hitting obstacles or places where you are not sure or confused or possibly making a mistake, that's part of the journey. And funny enough, sometimes you'll find that the mistakes, supposed mistakes that you made, weren't mistakes at all. They were just you being more authentic. They might be perceived as mistakes by those around you, but they were absolutely necessary actions or conflicts or moments in order for you to find a deeper truth. So don't mix up discomfort with lack of evolution, because a lot of times they're the same thing. And if I look like I'm distracted once in a while, it's that there's something big clunking around in the forest over there, and it's possibly a bear. I'm not sure, but I'm close to my truck, so don't worry. I'm safe, but I will use my awareness to make sure that I'm doing the best I can to avoid getting eaten or destroyed. So don't worry. The divine protects all of us, but sometimes if you use your eyes, you are also protecting yourself. So as the old saying goes, you know, have faith in God, but also tap your camel type idea. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm close enough to the truck. So anyway, that's a neat part about filming outside, is that you never know what's going to happen. There's always life happening, right? So my main point of making this video is that I was talking to a few people today, and I could see so clearly how each person in this specific situation was trying their best. They're trying their best, but they were hitting the limitations of the person in front of them, along with their own limitations, perhaps with their own patience and their own irritability and their own ability to let go of their own ideas and feelings around stuff. But they were trying their best. They were bringing love into the situation. They were trying their best, but at the same time they were getting frustrated, either with the other person or with themselves. And whenever you hit your limitation, whenever you go to the highest lengths of your, or the end of your rope, you could say, whenever you get to the end of the rope, you're always going to hit a wall, and it's always going to feel like failure. But don't misinterpret this experience of failure as actual failure, because the only thing that fails is the ego. And this drama allows you to let go of your idealisms in that moment, because you can start to see that they're no longer serving you. Something is not serving you if you're suffering, right? So we bring the complexities of life back to simplicity. How am I seeing the world right now, and how is it enforcing or reinforcing suffering? And we know the world is extremely challenging right now because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But you could use this to evolve. You can say, hey, this is all just a big story. I'm going to now sit in meditation and let go of whatever's going on. Let go of this game of life, this game of ego and how it integrates with society and all the things that are going on. This is a form of compassion rather than sitting there and saying, no, I should have been able to do this better. I should be able to do that. I should be able to do this. Sometimes just giving up the game is the greatest compassion. Saying, hey, I've hit my limits. I've done the best I can. That's all I can do. Hey, let bygones be bygones. And here I am, back to here again. I'm right here. Here in this moment. I can let go of all of my thoughts, let go of the stories of failure and success, and immerse myself into here and now. See, even the bear is relaxed. There's no more cracking in the bushes. It might be a deer, but it could be a bear. I don't know, the bears are pretty quiet. But whatever game he or she was playing, they've let it go and they're just here. Stop searching for the solution to you. It's an unsolvable problem. Do your best, whatever that might be to you. Try your best. Try your best to find a suffering-free life as you integrate and as you go about your daily things. But in the end, allow yourself also to fail. Because failure only takes place in the mind. The mind understands success and failure and says, this is success and this is failure. But at some point, you have to let go of those concepts as well. This is real love. This is when it becomes unconditional. Your acceptance of yourself becomes unconditional from conditional. And that has to be a higher state of love. This will happen to you at some point. And I'll give you an example. Certain people have their hot buttons of how they torture themselves, like say they fail at work or say they fail in a relationship. You know, their partner or somebody is mad at them and then they beat up on themselves about this. They're like, oh, I failed again. Look at me. I'm such a bad person. And as you go through your spiritual journey, if you have one of these patterns, at some point you'll realize that you'll go through the exact same external situation, but the torture story after will be gone. You'll actually almost be laughing at the scenario. How it's kind of funny. It's just a play of life, just things happening. But there's no longer the echo of pain, because the pain is coming from judgment, your own judgment of yourself and the situation and what it means. But sometimes there's just forces meeting. And it looks like conflict if you look at it superficially, but really what it is love. Where there's an integration of differing energies and a greater harmony comes from the interaction itself. So conflict is not always a bad thing. Otherwise, we just sterilize everything in the world to make sure there is no interaction. And we can see that a lot of the people who have misunderstood what love is are trying to do that. They're saying there should be no interaction because that could bring conflict or some sort of discomfort. Somebody's feelings might get hurt, right? We're not here to not feel. We're here to evolve the feelings to the unconditional. And the only way to do so is to feel. You can't do it through avoidance. I can't avoid this fly that's bugging me right now. But this is necessary in order for me to do this right now, which is a movement of love to you, this interaction. So discomfort is part of life. You can't avoid it. But also, you don't have to put a story upon moments of discomfort to torture yourself, because that is still ego. And that's not going to bring freedom to you. Freedom is here when you let go of the torture story. You don't have to put yourself on the rack every day or do what those old priests used to do, like flagellate themselves, you know? This is not a necessary thing. You don't have to do this. So I hope this video helps you be a bit gentler with yourself and realize there's just stuff happening as you tread upon this journey, as you deeply reflect upon the nature of truth itself. And watch the grand unraveling through harmony and conflicts in your life and the things that come and go. This has no bearing on your value. This is all part of embracing the grand happening, which is part of your evolution. So I hope this helps you on your spiritual journey. Take care for now. Are you interested in working with a spiritual teacher in a formal setting? Well, perhaps the Wisdom Life School is for you. If you're interested in checking out what the Wisdom Life School is all about, just go to aratima.com.